Stand Live, starring Pockets, Hot Rod, Bubble J, Joba, Momo, Scar, Eddie, Albion, Gear, featuring Elsa 5, Rugrat, Randy C, Dragudo, Vince Conway, Mike Coulon, Sean Frederick, musical guest BSR Mayhem, and your host, BSR Texan. Ladies and gentlemen, BSR Texan.
All right, hello and welcome back to the Spotter Stand, coming at you live tonight. In the booth with us, we've got BSR Hot Rod, BSR Mayhem, and Mike Coulon joining us tonight. How you guys doing?
Doing
Good.
good.
Hello. How you doing?
Hey, Mr. Texan, hang on a second. I'd like to throw condolences out to Mr. Pocket. His mom is in the hospital, not doing very well. So we'd like to all throw out our best wishes and prayers to him and his mom.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we missed him last night during the team series, but he's definitely got more important things on his mind at the moment. Yeah, like you said, we wish him the best, and hopefully things will go well for him and his mom.
Yes, very much so.
So we've had another week of racing behind us. We are officially a few races into the chase in every single one of these series. So let's get started here. We've got a little bit of extra coming to you tonight on Thursday night. We're going to talk a little bit about the 5150 challenge when we get over to Thursday night's Cup Series. But let's kick it off with Wednesday night. We ran in the dirt. The trucks were off this last Wednesday, and we ran race number 11 out of 14 in the dirt series at Terre Haute. And would you looky there, BSR Texan actually got a win in the dirt. Some kind of magic miracle happened at the end of that race, and I actually pulled off a win. Hot Rod picking up the pole. Who got our bonus points for the heat race? Hot Rod.
Pockets and Gear.
Pockets of Gear picking up bonus points for the heat race. And I actually gained a little bit on Hot Rod, coming back in second place. Yeah, a whopping 1 point. I believe I was 16 points back going into this race. That should move me to around 15 points back. So 3 races to go. I've got to make up 5 points a race. That's going to happen. Yeah.
I did lead the most laps in this race, by the way.
Well, it's a good thing that doesn't count. So let's go over and take a look at the race results from Wednesday night's race at Terre Haute.
Yes, Texan with the win. Hot Rod second, Gear third, Pockets fourth, and Mike Coulon rounds out the top 5. Good job, Mike.
Yeah, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Did everybody else quit on the last lap?
Probably.
No, everybody made it. We had Rugrat and Palmian were the only 2 that didn't finish.
Yes, and Rugrat, unfortunately, had internet connections. That's what happened to her. I think Palmian got stuck in the wall or down pit road, and we were going to do a caution and let him get caught back up, and he kind of declined. So I think he had his girlfriend over. So yeah, if I was him, I probably would have declined too.
Well, I'm definitely happy to pick up. That is my first win, I believe, all season here in the dirt. So definitely happy to pick up that win in dirt. Um, it wasn't an easy race. I did lead a little bit of that race, but what happened at the end? Wasn't there some incident? And I actually managed to make it by, and we restarted. I think we restarted with
29 laps to go. Somebody took out the leader. We won't mention any names. And yeah, then 9 laps after that, you got in the lead from Gears.
I don't know who that was that took out the leader. I don't know why they would do something like that, but yeah, sorry about that, Larry.
Dude, it's all good.
So let's go over and take a look at our standings here with just 3 races to go in the Dirt Series. Hot Rod with a 15-point lead over myself. Gear Jammer in 3rd place, down by 26. Rugrat moves up a spot to 4th place, down by 49. And Palmian rounding out the top 5, down by 71. So Rugrat now with her sights on Gear Jammer. Looks like it's about 23 points.
Yeah, she's in the same spot as you. I don't think she can move up, but I don't think she can move back either. So as long as she makes the rest of the races, she's going to end up 4th, I believe.
With the way those points are looking, I've probably got a better chance of finishing in 3rd than I do in 1st, because Gear Jammer only 11 points behind me. He runs pretty well in the dirt. And
yes, and the other thing, we're coming up on probably his 3 best tracks. So I'm looking to see Gear Jammer get up on the wheel and make it interesting.
yeah, let's hop back over here to the schedule right quick and take a look at the 3 tracks we've got left. Fonda is going to be our next race. That'll be October 7th. So it looks like we're going to actually be on in the trucks for the next couple of weeks. Then we'll move on to Fonda in the dirt. Then we'll be at Springfield Mile once again, and we will finish the season out at the Devil's Bowl. Myself and Palmian, that's our home track, right here in the same vicinity. Palmian literally could almost hit it with a rock if he could throw it that hard.
He says he could definitely hear him going around, so
let's go over and take a look right quick while we're on Wednesday night. Let's take a look at the truck chase schedule, and let's see what we've got coming up here.
yes, because we do not do another dirt race until October.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw that in there too while we're going to the truck schedule.
Yeah, so this week it's going to be Bristol all 3 nights. We do have Bristol coming up on Wednesday night in the trucks, and the following week it will be Las Vegas. Then we're going to go to Talladega, Martinsville, and finish up the season at Phoenix. So 5 races behind us in the truck, just 5 left to go. And Bristol coming up this Wednesday night in the truck series. So let's move over and take a look at Thursday night. We are now in the chase. Thursday night, we are 2 races into the 2020 chase in the Cup Series. So we just finished up at Richmond night. It was a hell of a race at Richmond night. We had a pretty good run. We did have some yellows. I don't know. Did we have any green flag stops on Thursday night? I think we were close, but didn't quite make it.
We got close, but I don't think we actually had one on Thursday.
So it looks like I got the pole on Thursday night, but it was Mike Coulong who brought home the victory Thursday night in the Cup Series at Richmond. Mike had a great setup, was really patient that whole race. His set was better in the long run than the rest of us, and he would just hang back there and ride along for the first bit of the run. And once the rest of us would wear our stuff out, here comes Mike, and was able to just pass and pull away. So Awesome job, Mike. Great finish, great win, and congratulations.
Thank you. It was a good race, though. I mean, you and Mayhem, there was some good hard racing for a lot of that. I just probably tried to pace just a tad more than you guys did, just to try to. I knew my truck was maybe just a little better on the long runs, but still a good race. Lots of fun.
Let's go over and take a look at the results from Thursday night's Cup race at Richmond.
Yes, Mike with the win. Mayhem second. Texan led most laps, finishes third. Hot Rod fourth, and Pockets rounds out the top five.
So I led the most laps there and ended up finishing in third place. You can't beat that. I'll take that any day, especially in the chase. A top five finish is always great once we get down into the chase. So Mayhem is. I know you're right behind me in points here in this series, and so you finished a spot ahead of me, but I led the most laps. So it looks like we tied points. Both of us bringing home 42. So I think it was 9 points is what it was. It should be right there, still at 9. And Mike Coulong with the victory makes up 3 points on both of us. So he's going to move up a little bit here in the standings. Let's go take a look at our chase standings right quick here. Just 2 races into the Cup Series, and it is 9 points. BSR Mayhem in second, back by 9. We've got a tie for third place between Momo and Pockets, both of them 17 points back. And Mike Coulong with that win moves up 4 positions to take over 5th place, down by 21 points. And you got Hot Rod right on your heels in 6th, down by 22. So 21 points back, 5th place, 8 races left to go.
I got Pockets and Momo in my sights. I don't think I have anything for Mike. I think Mike's going to be up there with you guys, and I don't think championship contender. I don't think, even with the races we got, I don't think Richmond was my best chance, and I got damaged early in there, so that kind of hurt me and put me behind the 8 ball.
Well, Texan, I hope you enjoyed that finishing order. Like you said, you'll take it, because I believe when we go to Friday, you're going to have to look at the same thing.
Yeah, Friday you are pretty close. I'm not sure if Pockets is still in second place or if you've moved up to second place or well, actually Pockets will Pockets was there Friday night. So we'll have to see where it's at right now on Friday night. But 9 points with 8 races left to go. I mean, that's not that's a little bit of a cushion. So I can maybe have a little bit of a bad race in one of these races, but any more than that, and that 9 points is gone in a flash. And I'm Mike Coulong may be 21 points back, but I'm not counting him out because as we'll see here in a second when we get over this 5150, so far he's been doing a great job here in this chase. I mean, he's had some great races all season long. He's done a really good job ever since he came in about a little over halfway through segment 1. He's picked up several wins. He's consistently finishing in the top 5, top 3, and he gained some points this week, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him gain some more here in the next few weeks. So 8 races, 21 points. That's about a little under 3 points per race. So
I think you guys would have to miss some races for me to have a shot. You guys are too good of racers to race that kind of deficit.
Things happen, black flags, especially on a track like what we're coming up to this week, coming up to Bristol. I think we have had a history of having some long green flag runs at Bristol. This is one of those races where it'll tend to have some cautions early in the race, but as the race goes on, things settle down and we end up having some long green flag runs and some green flag pit stops. So, if you can have a setup for Bristol that'll be great in the long run like you did Richmond, you've got a pretty good opportunity there. And then there's always opportunity for mistakes in the pits. I believe pit road speed is 35 at Bristol, and that is slow, man. It's hard to go 35, and it's a long pit road, so mistakes can happen pretty easily, and anything can happen.
Absolutely.
Last time we ran Bristol, we had 8 cautions, 22 lead changes with 5 drivers.
Well, the only, the thing that makes it a variable is that, depending on how long you can go on those tires, and, somebody may pit early because they wear out their stuff and maybe a caution comes out, that can really put a damper on where, the leader could just be trapped a lap down.
I see Vito chiming in out there. We need to add his bonus points into this, Hot Rod.
Okay. And Mayhem, last time we were at Bristol, led the most laps. Just throwing that out there also. By a lot. He dominated the race.
A lot of follow the leader at Bristol. It's so hard to pass.
And finished 4th.
So Vito, we'll take care of that this afternoon, this evening, right after we wrap up the spotter stand. We'll get your bonus points added in there. That way we don't forget about it again before next week.
Do you know what his bonus points are by chance offhand?
Not right offhand. I'd have to open it up, take a look at it.
Okay, that's too much. We'll do it after.
We can take a look here in just a second because we're about to. I've still got the bonus points loaded in here, and
okay.
I'm gonna have to
tell
switch
me how
over.
many bonus points he has, I can have it done before the end of the spotter stand.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm going to have to switch over to that scene that's got the bonus points on it here in just a minute because I'm going to be showing you guys a pic sent in by Mayhem of the trophy for the 5150 challenge. So as you guys know, the 5150 challenge is the first 5 races of the chase. It is your best average finishing position of those 5 races. Now you have to be at all 5 of them. You can't miss a race and be at just 4 races. You got to be at all 5 of those races to be eligible for this 5150 challenge. So let's go over here to the statistics right quick, and we'll take a look at the average finishing positions so far with just 2 races in. So right here you have your average finishing position. And as you can see, Mike Coulong is currently leading the board here with a 1.5 average finishing position. He finished in 2nd place the first week at Darlington, 1st place last week at Richmond, giving him a 1.5 average finishing position. Looks like I'm right behind him with 3. I finished in 3rd place in both races, Darlington and Richmond, 3rd place finish. So right now, Mike Coulong with a 1.5 lead on average finishing position. Momo is sitting in 3rd at a 4, and Mayhem right behind him at a 4.5. You got Pockets in there at a 5 average finishing position, 5th place, with just 2 races in. So we got 3 races left to go in this 5150 challenge. Let's go over and see what those 3 races are. So Bristol coming up this week, then Las Vegas, and then Talladega for the final race of the 5150 challenge. So that's a mix. You got a short track, you got a, what is that, Vegas, a mile and a half.
Yes, sir.
You got a mile and a half, and then you got the super speedway of Talladega. So we got 3 completely different types of tracks left to go on this 5150 challenge. And
Yeah, that is why. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That's why I picked these 5. You had Darlington, which is like unlike anything else. Richmond is its own little short track. It's not a half mile, but it's close. And then Bristol's our concrete half mile. Vegas the 1.5, and Talladega. So you have 5 different places where anything could happen. Someone could be good at one kind and not the other. So it kind of gives everybody a chance to run up front.
Yeah, and yeah, I usually do fairly well at Bristol, so I'm hoping maybe I can make up some finishing position here on Mike Coulong, but I don't know. Mike's has run pretty well, and I expect he's going to do pretty decent at Bristol as well. I know Mayhem. I know you have a good Bristol set. I know you run great there, so that's going to be another good race. I'm looking forward to this week.
I think in this case it's all about the pole position, getting that front starting spot at least on the 1 or 2, because like the passing is tough, and you don't want to get caught up in somebody else's mess.
If it goes green, look out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, Hot Rod will definitely be able to make it on fuel. If any of us have to pitch short, he'll definitely have the fuel advantage on us. That's for sure. Excuse me.
I I had a really good long run set the last time we were there, and I ain't changing it. So
So let's go over. I got a pic that Mayhem sent me earlier today of the 5150 Challenge Trophy. Now, I don't believe it's completely finished, but there is the gist of it for you guys. He's still got a little bit of work to do on it, but it's another 5150 style replica. Uh, the one last year was just like, Eddie Van Halen's the red, white, and black one. Um, is this going to be another red, white, and black 5150, or is it the color scheme going to be a little different?
Oh yeah, this is his 78, 79 guitar before it went yellow, or I think right after it went yellow and black. He had a white and black, and then he added the red later on. So this is an earlier version of his 5150 guitar, if you will.
That's awesome looking there, Mayhem.
All right, the base, I just painted the base coat. It's going to be black, and it'll have the 5150 logo and a brass plate with the winner's name on it and your car number. So that's just the guitar trophy portion of it. But yeah, it should come out pretty good, and hopefully go to the guy who most deserves it.
Well, there's a lot of deserving fellas in here, so yeah, whoever whoever gets it, they will definitely deserve it. They will have earned that.
well, as of right now, they have to wrestle it from Mike Coulon because it looks like he stepped up and got a big advantage.
Yes, sir. You can't do better than 1 and 2 every race. That'll get you that trophy real quick.
All right, so let me see about pulling up these bonus points right quick while I have got this up here. These are the Cup Series bonus points as they ended. So Big Vito had a total of 9 bonus points, 9 chase bonus points there, Hot Rod.
Okay, thanks.
So that's what you will need to add to his overall. So one more quick peek here at this trophy before we move on to Friday night. Yeah, the base plate, you can see what looks silver down there at the bottom. That's obviously said that's going to be painted black, and then there will be a brass colored plate on there with the winner's name and the 5150 logo. So that's an awesome little trophy. And there's one thing about Bomb Squad Racing. There have been a lot of trophies given out here in this league, and a lot of very unique one-off trophies. And this definitely is in that category. There's been a lot of stuff done here that are handmade by individuals that race with us. I have a die-cast car that was done by BSR Hot Rod of my WLS Graphics Xfinity car. That was done by hand by Hot Rod. Took him a lot of work to get that car done. It was given away by BSR Scar. And that's a one-off, one of a kind. That's one of the things I am most proud of having and being able to display is that car that I actually drive on the track. It's got my number on it. It's got my name up above the door. It's awesome. I've got another one that was for one of the AK Racer series that was handmade by BSR Scar and his wife. And it's like stained glass plate that sits in a wooden base, and it's got the Bomb Squad logo on it, and the AK Racer series. Mayhem has got one of these trophies, one of these 5150 trophies, and somebody is going to get this 5150 trophy. And Mayhem is putting a lot of time and a lot of effort into making these replicas look like the real thing. And I know you did a great job on that one from last year. It looked just like Eddie Van Halen's guitar. And you know, this one already, just like it is, looks pretty awesome. So you know, completely finished, it's just going to shine. That's going to be badass.
Yeah, awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, that is what the guitar looks like. I mean, that if you look up Eddie Van Halen's black and white, you know, guitar, Frankenstein guitar, that is what his guitar looks like. But the rest of the trophy will be indicative of the 5150 challenge portion.
Mr. Vito's points have been updated.
All right. Well, let's kick back over here to the schedule, and hopefully Vito's still out there. Let's go over to the standings and take a look. Yes, they have. So he was back by 90 some odd points, now back by 87. So his bonus points are added in there. 8 races left to go in this Cup Series chase. Will be coming up on Bristol this coming up week. Let's move over and take a look at Friday night's Xfinity Series chase. We are now 3 races into the chase in the Xfinity Series. We started this chase at Daytona. Second race was Darlington, and now we have got Richmond behind us. And once again, it was Mike Coulon dominating at Richmond. Took the pole and the victory on Friday night. So Mike with the sweep at Richmond in the chase, winning both Thursday night and Friday night. Great job, Mike Coulon.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a much, much closer race than that. I think the only reason I won is I got into the pits before Mayhem did. If he'd have got in the pits before me, he probably would have won that race easily.
I saw you took 2 tires. I took 2 tires. That was my plan before. If you took 2 tires, hoping to get out ahead of you. And once you took 2 tires, I knew I made a mistake because my car was not as good as yours with 2 tires. And I probably may have had a chance to catch you if I had 4 tires, but with 2 tires, I had no chance. You had a heck of a car, man. That was a great win.
Thank you. Thank you. Good racing.
My fuel strategy and tire situation played out pretty good. I was running you guys down. I just didn't have enough laps. I needed a couple more laps.
You know, I tried staying out at the end of this one. I was thinking of 2 different strategies. I should have waited, you know, that next to the last pit stop, I went in, I still had about 5 or 6 laps worth of fuel. If I had to run that fuel out before I pitted, I would have had enough fuel to make it all the way, and I might have could have stole this win away from Mike, but I wasn't thinking. I thought even if I ran it out, I wasn't going to have enough fuel. I was going to have to pit for some fuel anyway. So I just went ahead and went in 5 or 6 laps early because I didn't want you guys to get too much of a lead on me out there running on fresh tires. And I came back out and I was about 6 laps short of making it. And so I was thinking either I'll go in, take no tires, a splash of fuel, and try that, or try saving fuel and try to make it that way. I decided to go with the saving fuel, but I think I waited too long to try and do that, and I ended up still being a few laps short, had to go in and pit, and on that pit stop I ended up getting a black flag. So, you know, that wasn't a good way to end the race, but you know, saving all that fuel, first I was thinking, all right, I'll save fuel. That you guys were only, I think I was 3/4 of a lap ahead of you guys when I started saving fuel, but I had just had to clutch and let off the gas so much that y'all caught me way sooner than I thought you were going to. So, you know, strategy out the window, but at least I tried something a little bit different in there. I tried a little bit of strategy, but it didn't pay off for me this time. Mike Coulon, though, Mike Coulon had it down, and you guys y'all were both faster than me, I think, all night Friday night. You and Mayhem both, and y'all were right there on each other most of that whole race. So let's go over take a look at our results here from Friday night's race at Richmond.
Yes, Mike with the win, Mayhem second, Hot Rod third, Texan fourth, and Pockets rounds out the top five.
Yeah, Mike had the car in that first run, and then I pitted. I heard you guys texting you talking about being tight and taking out a lot of wedge. Everyone was talking about taking out wedge, and I just took my track bar up one click, and on that next restart, I was able to get under Mike and pull away for a long time. And man, I was so close to having it, but they said that pit strategy at the end, man, that worked out for him real well. Went in the pits early, and that was the key.
I mean, I'm not in the points race really for this series, so I had nothing to lose other than trying to get in a little early and do the 2 tires. So.
Absolutely. I said if I had 4 tires, I had a fighting chance to at least run you down. But 2 tires, every time I went to enter the corner, my car would want to hit the apron, and I had no grip.
Well, like you were saying earlier, you gained some points on me in this series, that's for sure, because you led the most laps, finished second place, brought home 43 points. I did lead a lap, finished back in fourth, so you gained 3 points on me here. Pockets, on the other hand, looks like he did not lead a lap, finished one spot behind me, so he lost 2 points. Pockets was in second place. I think he was not too far behind, but he's going to drop two points back, and Mayhem is going to take 3 points out of his deficit here. So let's go over take a look at our standings. 3 races into the Xfinity Series chase. Pockets is still in second place, down by 15 points. Mayhem in third, only 19 points back. Hot Rod in fourth, down by 27. And Eddie D rounding out the top 5, down by 37 points.
Yes, Mayhem gained a lot more than 3 on Pockets.
Yeah, I gained 3 on Texan.
He gained 3 on me. He gained 5 on Pockets.
Yep, I gained 3. I gained 1 on you. Not that really helps me a whole lot to get to you, but it will help me to get the Pockets. That's who I'm shooting for.
So it looks like Eddie D has moved up a couple of spots here, dropping Palmian out of the top 5. Palmian's still right on his heels, though, only 2 points back from Eddie D. So that's a battle right now for that 5th position. And, you know, Eddie D and Palmian have usually been really close to each other in the points in just about every series, every segment. They've been right there on top of each other points-wise. And looks like here they are again in this Xfinity chase, battling for that 5th position right now with just 7 races left to go.
Yeah, Palmian's life schedule changed a little bit, and when he seems like he's falling back on the field, he tends to park it and goes take care of life, and that gives up a few points, unfortunately, to keep that race close.
Yeah, priorities change sometimes, and you do what you got to do. So we'll see how things go for the rest of the season. I know Bristol is it's a tough track, a small, tight track, and if I recall the last couple of times we have run at Bristol, Palmian does okay, but he has finished several laps down. So we'll see how it goes this time between him and Eddie D, and see if he's able to make up some points here in the next couple of races.
I'm more concerned if you could finish a couple laps down, I'd appreciate it.
Well, like I said earlier, you never know. Black flag in the pits, that happened to me it happened to me Friday, so it could happen to me again, and I could finish a couple laps down again. You got 19 points to make up, and you got 7 races to do it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I remember having 12-point lead in the Truck Series last year, and I felt like Superman there. But this is a bigger deficit. I'm concentrating on Thursday because I know I can make up some more with these next couple of tracks coming up, and I'll see where I stand. But it's going to be some great racing this next week for sure.
And it looks like Vito's bonus points aren't added here either. Hot Rod. I just see him chiming in out there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go back over here to scene 2, and let me pull up the Xfinity bonus points right quick. So here are the Xfinity Series bonus points, and Vito has got 9 in the Xfinity Series as well. So
Okay.
Cup Series he was 9, Xfinity Series also 9. So if we can get those added to his Xfinity chase, I would bet you, Vito, that he's got that done before we finish up with Saturday night here.
Vito didn't run on Friday night?
He's in the standings.
Yeah, it must have been. He must have ran last week.
Yeah.
Because he's not in this week, so.
Either Darlington or Richmond. I mean, Darlington or Daytona. And speaking of Saturday night, let's go over and take a look at the Saturday Night Team Series Season 42, race number 6. We ran at Daytona in the trucks, and this was one for the record books here. This was a very odd race. So we were having problems first off with RLM Arena. Once again, the same issue with the mod not changing or showing in the arena, and trying to join the server was giving you the wrong mod issue. So once again, we had to race through IP on Saturday night, and it was a little bit of a light field. We only had 7 drivers total that were able to make the race on Saturday night. But what was so odd about it is, out of the 7, 4 trucks blew up, lost the motor, and it happened pretty quick. I believe Rugrat was the first one to go. She lost her motor in the first run.
Maybe 10 laps. Yeah, in 10 laps or so, she blew up.
10 or 12 laps. The next one out was that you? Hot Rod? You made it, what, halfway, almost halfway, somewhere in that range before your motor expired?
Yeah, something like that. But mine was really weird. I never had a deal like that. It blew up. I was coming into turn 3. We were about halfway through the fuel run, so I didn't have my tires unchecked. I quick dove on the pit road. It was still running to try not to bring the caution out. Made it all the way down to my box, and then it changed the right side tires and started putting fuel in. Changed the left side tires. They finished putting fuel in. They dropped it off the jack and said they couldn't fix it.
Yeah, that's odd. Usually you pull into your pit stall and they start talking about what they can do and let you know they can't fix it. They won't bother changing tires, putting fuel in, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So not long after Hot Rod lost his motor, the next out was SS Joba. SS Joba's motor blows up, and at that point, that left 4 drivers left in the race. Myself and Gear, both for the Aftershock team. Palmian still in the race for the Yingling team, and Randy C was still in the race for the Black Car Mafia. Yeah, and Randy C ended up also losing his motor a little over halfway through the race. I think he made it maybe 10 or 15 laps longer than SS Joba did, and his motor expired. Nobody out of all the people who lost a motor, nobody was taped up, running any extra tape. Matter of fact, I think you were only running 55 tape, weren't you, Hot Rod? You blew up?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was saving it for the end, and yeah, I didn't get there.
Yeah,
and
I think somebody had jet fuel in the carburetor.
Yeah.
I even made Trisha check to make sure she didn't accidentally have her Q set in, which she did not. She had her regular race setup in, which only had 60 tape on. So,
yeah, nobody had any more than 60 tape on, and some had 55. I think SS Joba also only had 55 tape on.
Yeah.
And so after Trish blew up, the very next pit stop, I went in and I took, because I had 60 tape on. I'd started with 60. And being in the front, it was okay. But when I got behind other trucks, it was running about 230, somewhere in that range. So at first pit stop, I went down to 55 tape. And that had me running, when I was back in the pack, right around 220, just maybe a little barely under 220. But after you blew up with 55 tape on, and then SS also blew up with 55 tape on.
Figured
I,
it was time to drop that tape down,
yeah,
huh?
I wasn't taking a chance. Because we were in a deficit. Aftershock was back by 11 points going into this race, and Mafia and Yingling were within 1 point of each other. And at that point, it's me and Gear against Palmian and Randy C, and they were both on different teams. So yeah, I want to make sure I finish that race. And Gear Jammer was out in the lead. I think I was planning on pushing him to lead the most laps. So the next pit stop, I went down to 50 tape. I wasn't taking a chance. I dropped it all the way down to 50 tape, and it ran fine then. It was like a little over 200 degrees for the rest of the race, but it didn't suck up very well. I could run full throttle behind Gear Jammer, and the only way I could get to his bumper was if Palmian was pushing me. At that point, Randy C had already lost his engine as well, and I just stayed at 50 tape for the whole rest of that race. Even on the last pit stop, I did not go back up to 55. I just wanted to make sure that I made it, and we got the most points we could, because with myself and Gear and Palmian, the only ones left in the race, there was, as long as we stayed on the bottom, on that bottom line, there was no way that Palmian was going to be able to get a run up to even second place coming up to the line. So I knew if we could lead the most laps, win the race, and keep that next team back to third place, we'd gain as many points as possible. So I just wanted to make sure I finished that race, and I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen that many trucks blow up that close together in any other race before.
Yeah, I was whispering into Polyon, and I told him if he did take a shot because Gear would drift a little bit in the corner, and you would kind of follow him, so you would come up a little bit. So I told him if he took a dive off of turn 4 and could get it, a little bit of run, and maybe get the nose down under there, and maybe take that shot on the last lap coming to the checker flag. But other than that, just follow you guys around. There wasn't no sense of doing something stupid.
Yeah, I told Gear we were whispering as well, and when we came out of the pits for that after the last pit stop,
we knew
yeah.
we knew you guys were syncing up, and
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I would have did the same thing. I told Palmion, I said they're going to let you in first so they can draft up and then buzz on by you. I said they're going to do that on the rest of the pit stops. I said, there's nothing you can do about it. So
yeah,
just nail the pit stop the best you can to make sure you're with them.
that one was right there was actually Gear's idea to let Palmian get out a little bit ahead of us. That way we could just draft right on past him. And then once we got past him, I told Gear, I said, just get on the bottom line and let's just stay there for the rest of this race. That way Palmian doesn't have a chance. Because if he could get a run on the bottom coming off of turn 4, he had a chance to get up to second place. I just want to make sure that there was no room for him to get in there.
Yeah.
And, it worked out.
Yeah, so like I said, lap after lap, you guys were drifting up a little bit there. That was his only move. If he could maybe get a run and shove that nose down in there and force you up, that was the only shot he had to get by you. And I told him, I said, but don't do nothing stupid. Only do that on the last lap, because that way, you know what I mean? They don't wreck you and Gear and take everybody out. And that, you know what I mean? No sense of racing dirty. Push you up a little bit, maybe, but not.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you
Let's
guys
save that for Thursday.
You guys still gained up on the Mafia. I believe you took over the lead.
Yes.
You guys are still just separated by 1 point, but you did take over the lead.
Yes, we didn't get hurt. We left you catch up a lot of points on us, but that's still in all. You know what I mean? No big deal. We live to fight another day.
So we got just 4 races left to go. And as you can see, as far as wins, SS Joba for the Mafia and Pockets for the Mafia. So the Mafia with 2 wins. You got Palmian for Yingling and Momo for Yingling. Yingling also with 2 wins. Talladega, I took a victory, and Gear Jammer taking the victory this past Saturday night gives Aftershock also 2 wins. So that's 2 wins for each team. With 6 races down, we got 4 races
4 to
left to
go.
go. Yep.
1 truck race and 3 cup races.
And I think this is going to, it's a pretty good possibility it'll go just like last season did, where each of these teams have 3 wins coming into the last race. And it's whoever's
Yes,
going to get that 4th win is
we
going to take
were
it.
we were discussing that also on the Whisper on Saturday night.
So let's go take a look at our results here from this last Saturday night. It was Gear Jammer bringing home the victory for the Aftershock team. Gear also led the most laps, maximizing the points for Aftershock, bringing home a total of 48 points. It was Palmian in the 113 bringing home 3rd place for the Yingling team. Palmian also managed to lead.
And Randy C.
Yep.
For the Mafia.
Yeah, and Palmian brings home 42 points for Yingling, and Randy C finishes in 4th. Even though his motor blew up, he still got the 4th place finish, and did not lead any laps. So 40 points for the Mafia. So 2 points between Yingling and Mafia. Yingling was 1 point behind Mafia going into this race, so those 2 points were enough to put them in the lead and put Black Car Mafia down by 1. And as you can see, with leading the most laps, taking the win, even though these other teams finished 3rd and 4th, Yingling picks up, or Aftershock picks up 6 points over the Yingling team and 8 points over the Mafia. So this tightens the points up dramatically in this series. Let's go take a look here.
That's why that lap point is so important.
Yes, if Randy had managed to lead a lap during that race,
We would be
Yingling and
tied.
Mafia would be tied right now. And Aftershock only 4 points back in 3rd place. So that from the last race, it was Mafia in the lead, Yingling down by 1, and Aftershock was down by 11 points. We've definitely made a big hit in that deficit right there. So now we're only back by 4. With 4 races left to go, these points couldn't get much tighter. 2nd place down by 1, 3rd place down by 4. 4 races left to go in season 42.
That's why I had helped you get out in the lead in the beginning. And then I pushed Gear by because I knew you two needed a lap in, and then that's why I fought so hard to push Joba out, was so that I could get mine. That's why when you yelled about me pushing him out past you guys, I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, I know you did. I just got to try to get in your head. That's my deal. It's on Saturday night, man. I got to get inside anybody's head that I can to try to manipulate things my way.
You know that don't work with me because I'm like you. I know where the points are. I know who needs them, and I know what I mean. So I work it. I don't talk it. I'm not the salesman like you are. I just know how to get out there and get them.
Yeah, I'm still going to try. It won't stop me from trying. So.
Oh, I know.
Let's go back over, take a look at the schedule here one more time. We have got 1 truck race left. It will be this coming up Saturday at Talladega. The final 3 races will all be in the Cup mod, Daytona, Talladega, and finishing up at Daytona. So,
yes, and the reason it's scheduled that way is because Vito ran every season he had run with us till this season. He had to run Daytona. So this year we started and he actually got to run some Talladega races. So when we did the vacation, I had to flip-flop the schedule around to keep him on Talladega. So that's why the schedule was that way.
Yeah. And I see Vito did chime in out there after we changed the points about, he didn't think he really had a chance, but it's nice to be remembered, and we remember you, Vito.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that's part of the reason we did. Like I said, Larry did this schedule like he did because you know. You get tired of running Daytona over and over and over again. We at least give you a chance to run Talladega for one season, So we definitely aren't forgetting about you out there, Vito.
Yes, no.
User disconnected from your channel.
Missing you in the bonus points was an oversight, not on purpose. I'll guarantee that.
So it looks like Mayhem had to leave us. I see him chiming in out the chat. He had to go.
See you on Wednesday, Mayhem.
Yeah, we'll see you Wednesday night. And shout out again on that 5150 trophy, man. That thing looks awesome. And
Yes, and thank you for everything you do, Mayhem.
so I think that's really about all we have got for you guys this week. It's been another great week of racing, and we are into the chase, all three series. We've got Bristol coming up this week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night. And we're going to move from...
And then we go to Talladega on Saturday, baby.
Yeah, we're going to move from
the track to the biggest track.
Exactly. The shortest track on the schedule to the longest track on the schedule. So it's going to be a hell of a week coming up this week. Hopefully we'll see a good turnout all 4 nights. And I'm looking forward to Wednesday night at Bristol. So we will see you guys on the track Wednesday. Appreciate everybody tuning in out there, and thanks to you guys for joining us in here in the booth and helping out. We'll see you guys Wednesday.
All right, see you.
See you, everybody.